Hey guys, Tiki here from Black and White Productions. So there has been some concerns about why animals belong in captivity. So today I'm going to cover specifically killer whales in captivity, because I do know that that is a very big topic that's very touchy right now. A lot of it has to do with the relationship with SeaWorld in captivity. So I have conducted a list on why killer whales benefit in captivity. This is not a debate video. I'm just simply bringing up facts about what they're doing in captivity. Not trying to flip minds or anything whatsoever. I am just letting you guys know on what's going on with them to assure you that they're not just being held there for nothing. So I made this list. You probably can't read it very well. My handwriting is horrible right now, and I want to apologize. The sun is setting right now, so it's a bit bright. Blinds are shut too, so I'm sorry on that. But if you go to SeaWorldCares.com, you can find profiles, and I'm sorry you probably hear my dog Shuka right now. Stop it, girl. But you can find profiles of orcas on their page. Oh, here's my girl. But for instance, I'm going to cover what certain whales are bringing to the table to offer. So you first have Takara. Takara was born July 9th of 1991. Yes, 1991. And she specifically offers hearing, pre- and postnatal studies, circadian and cortisol studies. I'm not going to go too much into what each study means. I'm going to cover circadian and cortisol in another video because I do not quite understand myself what it is. I have a little bit of knowledge on it. It has to do with heartbeats from what I'm understanding, but I'm going to cover that in another video. Then we have Makayo, who's in Orlando. He was born in October of 2010, and he brings a lot of beneficial studies to the parks. My dog's licking my hand, by the way. I apologize. She's having an anxiety problem. But he brings to the table hormone level studies as well as relationship studies. Relationship studies include pod structures, bonds between trainers and the whales, just basic what you would think of for a relationship. His sisters are there, so he also builds a bond with his sisters, or sister, I'm sorry, and as well as a niece. Yes, a niece, I'm sorry about that, I had to think. But he also does measurements, weights. He's currently weighing 2,280 pounds. He also is used for photography and videography for research. Then we also have Sakari. Sakari is Takara's calf, and she was born in January of 2010. Sakari is specifically used for two main research studies. Hers is hearing, and then the other one is the set between circadian and cortisol. So she does a little bit of both. She's used a lot in understanding how they communicate. You can actually find her in the parks. I've noticed sometimes when I go, she'll be there vocalizing, and then they'll use special like microphones, and it'll bounce back and forth against the wall, and it'll show how they communicate with each other, the whole pod. So that's pretty cool. I've also been lucky enough to see what they do at the camps. My last camp was in 2013, so we also got to see that as well, and that was really cool. Shuka. Not my dog Shuka, but she is named after a whale. She is pretty spectacular. Shuka was actually a whale born in Marineland, Antibes, France. I'm sorry if I pronounced that wrong. She was born February 25th of 1993. She specifically is used for audiograms such as hearing and vocalizing. And then she's also used in body shape assessment, where they take photos of her aerial wise, and then they'll compare it to the orcas in the wild to see how their body structures differ as well as show similarities. So she does that, and she also does breathing samples, which is CO and CO2 studies. Basically, they put a little box over the blowhole and learn how they'll study how the blowhole works, which is really cool. Um, if you guys ever are interested in that, I'll do another video on that. That one is going to be a very long video because there's so much involved in it, and it is awesome. So I will more than likely be doing that in the future, in all honesty, because it is really worth sharing. And then there's Amaya, who is Kalia's calf, and she was born in December of 2014. Her studies are unusual, I should say. Not so much unusual, they're just an odd study that really, I'm glad to see that it happened. Her studies are with NOAA, and it shows calf development as well as milk lactation, which is the transfer of toxins in the milk from mother to calf. So they do studies whenever she is nursing. So it's pretty cool to watch because she'll actually get samples of the milk and share it to give a sample, basically. So it's really cool to watch that and see how it happens. And I will honestly say that watching a calf nurse face to face is incredible. So much better than watching it on YouTube. But I'm not saying go out in the wild and disturb wild animals and watch them feed, because honestly, if I was a mother whale, I probably would not handle that very well. So be careful doing that. Don't do that. But you can go to SeaWorld.org, and there's a whole bunch of information you can read up about killer whales on SeaWorld.org. That's the organizational page. And then there's also Slate.com, which I'm not too sure about Slate.com, but they have a list of, they provided with the source for that, they provided the first list of the first 52 studies that started with SeaWorld back in 1976. So you can learn more about that there. It benefits a lot, it shows a lot, so you could do that for sure and learn a lot of information. Those are my sources for this video. And I mainly just covered this video to share with you guys what the whales are doing, because I've seen a lot of people asking about why killer whales are in captivity and why it's such a big deal. So these studies help with animals in the wild that we aren't able to study, because we can't just go to a pod and watch them and get samples from them. They're wild animals, they are not used to humans, so we can't do that. At least with these animals in captivity that were born in captivity, they're used to human care, they're used to seeing humans, so we can go up to them and we can take samples from them, we can train them to do things to help us understand them. Later on in another video, I will make a video about how the behaviors are natural, and how they are used out in the wild. I will also gladly cover in another video about other species that are being used for science in captivity. And I will also make a video soon about discussing the pollution that is actually causing a lot of harm. I personally made a video about pollution for a science project. I didn't really hear it very well, so I'm going to recover that and share that with you guys for sure, because we definitely need to raise awareness on that, or else we're not going to have any oceans left. So let me know your input. I'm sorry this video was horribly arranged. My dog is kind of being awkward for some reason, and then the sun is also really bright. So I'll make sure next time I'm in an area that's not as bright. Alright guys, thanks.